Well, it's finally fall, and we're so excited because this gives us an opportunity to make and create a beautiful centerpiece that you might use to bring the outdoors in using some natural pumpkins, or you can even pick some up at your local craft store if you want some that you can use year after year after year. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started. A couple items that you see out here that we're going to use today. Of course, we're going to use a large pumpkin because we're going to make an arrangement out of it. So you're going to want a large enough pumpkin so that your glass, your vase, can go down inside the pumpkin. We're also going to need a pumpkin carving kit to make this. And then we're going to use some of the smaller pumpkins and we're going to create a little glam, little bling with them. So you can just pick these up again at your grocery store. I actually picked them up at Publix and Walmart, so it's very easy to find. We're going to make a glue wash throughout this process. So you're going to need some Elmer's glue, a little water. We're going to add a little bling to it and maybe even paint a couple of them. So you'll want to have some, these are just as easy to use as paintbrushes, as just get you a couple of sponge brushes from your craft store. And then we're going to need some beautiful flowers to put inside of our arrangement. But when it's all finished, we're going to have a gorgeous fall display that you can put on a coffee table or a dining table, your kitchen table, somewhere where you're going to entertain and you'll be able to share your beautiful arrangement with your guests when they come in. Okay, so let's get started. So you want to start with different sized pumpkins, depending on what your design looks like, so that you have some color variation. I got this one. This is really neat. I thought it was kind of bumpy and lumpy, so I loved the texture on it. So we're going to definitely use that one. And then a couple of smaller ones, and then we'll have one that we will use to cut out and make our little tea light out of. So there's, I think I showed you earlier, but you can get these and they come, it was just in a bag full, and it's got a variety of sizes and different little sponge heads. So like if you wanted to do a polka dot design, you could do something with that. Okay, so let's get started with our mixture. First, let's take a little bit of Elmer's glue and you're just gonna pour it into a container here. Then we're gonna take a little bit of water and we're just gonna mix this up. And what this does is it just makes the mixture a little bit more fluid and consistent and a little bit easier to go on our pumpkins and not quite so thick. So I think what I wanna do on this one is I just wanna paint and make him kind of solid with the glitter across the top. You can paint the stem too if you want, or you can leave it. It's totally up to you. Now, if you don't want to get it on all of your black stuff, you can always take this and let's put it on a paper towel. Then we're just going to take our glitter . Okay, when you're done with that, set him aside and let him dry. You can reuse this glitter and just pour it back in so none of it gets wasted. If you want to try a little different pattern, I'm going to actually make my glue mixture just a hair more. So I'm going to try some polka dots. I think these will be really fun. So we've got little polka dots and big. I think I'm going to do the big. For this one, I'm going to use a little bit more glue. We're just going to sprinkle it on our dots, turn them around till we've got them all kind of covered. But look, isn't that so cute? One last little pumpkin we're going to do. So we're going to carve this guy. Get out our little carving kit here. So I've got my pumpkin, And I've got my little carving knife out. I'm gonna take this tea light, turn it upside down, and I'm basically gonna draw a line where the tea light is. And that'll be kind of the pattern for my design, so you can kind of see where I'm gonna cut it out. And voila, you have a little tea light pumpkin. Now if we wanted to, we could have decorated this pumpkin too and put the tea light inside it, but I really just wanted to kind of use a plain one as well. All right, and you can just continue doing this as long as until you get the desired outcome you want and you've got as many pumpkins decorated as that you want to put in your display. So you've got your pumpkin. Then you want to get a vase that's going to come to about the top of the pumpkin. You remember you're going to have to hollow the pumpkin out to make sure, but you want to make sure that your vase fits down in the pumpkin. And of course, you're going to need to really make a pretty big opening for this. All right, so your pumpkin will be like a regular pumpkin with all the stuff in it. Okay, once you've finished hollowing it and getting it clean, you want to make sure, the only thing you want to make sure is that you get the bottom as level as possible so that your vase will stand up inside it. So I'm having to scrape just a little bit. That's much better. And of course, once we put our flowers in, it's gonna balance this out a little bit too. So let's clean this up and then we'll start arranging the flowers. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and open these flowers. I like to have a mixture of fall colors. I love the oranges and whites and even a little burgundy. That's kind of what we got here. And I thought a nice little small white fall mum would be great for this. And then I love to repurpose things, so I had made some little arrangements last week and I had some of the silver dollar left from it, so I want to add a little bit of that to the pumpkin as well. So, okay, we're going to get started with our bigger flowers first. First of all, you need to kind of measure about how high you want your flowers to stick up. And of course, we're going to arrange them so that they're a little bit different, but we're going to start with one and see. You want to make sure you take off your stems so that they don't get molded in the water. So we're just going to continue to do this. A couple of these. Layering them with heights and sizes. Taking off the stems as we go. You can make your arrangement as full as you want or as sparse as you want. It just totally depends. Decorations is fall colored flowers at Davis Wholesale, and I used them last weekend for a bridal shower that I did, and the colors were just beautiful. So I'm gonna reuse some of that. Some things you can cut with the scissors, but a lot of them are gonna need a clipper. And again, take most of your bottom flowers off. Put them in there right like that. A taller one. And you just continue layering your flowers until you get the height that you want. I think we're done. What do y'all think? All right, let's put this together. Okay, I've got stuff moved out of the way. I'm gonna start with an old, just a cute little tray. I'm gonna put it in the center of the table just because I don't wanna mess up my nice dining table that I've got right here. So we're gonna start with that. Our beautiful fall display in. things here. Since this is pretty big itself, the arrangement, what I'm going to use to kind of keep some of my painted pumpkins off of my dining table, I love these old books. I've gotten them from the library. You can actually buy them now. We sell them in the store actually. And I'm going to use those. I love to kind of use them as displays, and it gives me some height and some different dimension for my decorating. So here's one of those pumpkins. I'm going to set him on top of that. Okay, I don't think it needs much else. I think it's time to light the candles and put everything back. Well, there you go. You have a beautiful tablescape for your guests, so let's invite somebody over and celebrate the fall season.